Hi, welcome to my channel pibyme Maths. This is Devan. In this video, we are going to be solving May-June 2019 Pure Math 2 paper. Let's look at question number 1. A sequence A1, A2, A3 is defined by this. Find the value of A2. So let's write the iterative formula A2 for A2. A2 is 4 minus A1. So 4 minus 3 is 1. A2 is 1. And then suddenly they are asking a 107th term. So we are not going to sit there and find all the terms all the way to 107, right? So whenever suddenly they are asking some large number like 107th term, 205th term and all, this might most probably a periodic sequence. So to prove that, you need to find the next term A3, which is 4 minus A2, so 4 minus 1 is 3. You see, the first term is 3, second term is 1, third term is 3 again. Once the term repeats again, definitely the next one you can try that. It's going to be 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, etc., which is a periodic sequence with order 2 because 2 terms are repeated. All the odd number terms are 3, even number terms are 1, right? So you can just write A2, therefore it's a periodic sequence. You don't need to write this because it's a 2-mark question. You can straight away write A107 is equal to 3. If they are talking about A108, it's 1 because all the even terms are 1. Part B now. Sigma n is equal to 1 to 200 this. Split the sigma notation. 2 sigma an minus sigma 1 n is equal to 1 to 200. Okay. So it's going to be A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus etc. etc. 200th term is going to be 1 definitely, right? The previous term will be 3 because 200, all the even terms are 1, right, from the previous part. Minus. Here there is no n to sub in. That means all the terms are 1 plus 1 plus 1. There are 200 terms. So it's just 200. So if you group them in 200 terms, there will be 100 groups, right? Because 2 terms add up to 1 group. So in 200 terms there will be 100 groups, so 100 times 4, right? Because the sum of one group is 4. 100 times 4 minus 200. That's basically 800. 4 2s are 8. 800 minus 200, you will get 600 as the answer. Just a 2-mark question. Question number 2. We have an equation of a circle given. Find the center and radius. To find the center, take the coefficient of x as 2f and coefficient of y as 2g. You can apply completing the square also but this will be a lot easier. So f is equal to 4 over 2, g is equal to minus 10 over 2. So the center is minus f comma minus g. So change the sign of f and g, minus 2 comma 5. That's the center. Wi, the radius, the formula is square root of f square plus g square minus c. C is this number, minus 20. So f square plus g square minus c. C is already a negative number. That's going to be 25 plus 4, 29 plus 21 is 50. Square root of 50 is 5 root. That's the radius. The point P of 5, 4 lies on the circle. Okay, we have a circle. We calculated the center just now. Center is minus 2, 5. Minus 2, 5. Now we have a point here, P of 5, 4. Find the equation of the tangent at the point P. So let's say you have a tangent here and this is the point P of 5, 4, let's say. We need to find the equation of this tangent. So we need the slope of the tangent. We know from circle theorem the slope is perpendicular to the radius, right? So I'm going to find the slope of the radius first. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 is minus 1 over 7. Therefore, slope of the tangent will be, because the tangent is perpendicular to the radius, you need to take the negative reciprocal of this. So it's just positive 7. Now you have a point, you have a slope, you have a point. You can write the equation in this form. So y minus y1 is the y coordinate of the point, slope times x minus x1. So y is 7x minus 35 plus 4 is minus 31. That's all. Question 3. Use algebra to prove that for all real values of x, this inequality is satisfied. So I'm going to expand this. It's going to be x square minus 8x plus 16 is greater than or equal to 2x minus. Proving this is same as proving this, right? I'm going to push everything this side. I'm going to get x square minus 10x plus 25 is greater than or equal to 0. Now proving this is same as proving this, correct? So we need to prove that this expression is always positive. We can write x square minus 10x plus 25 as x minus 5 whole square. You expand it, you will get this. So if you ask me, so how do I know this? I need to write it this way. Apply completing the square here, you will get this. Why you need to write it this way? Because whenever you get inequality, you need to push all the terms to one side and try to write it this way. So you can prove that it's positive or negative accordingly. And you need to write x minus 5 whole square is greater than or equal to 0 for all real values of x. So if it is greater than or equal to 0, this is greater than or equal to 0, that means this is true, that means this is true. So you can write therefore x minus 4 whole square is greater than or equal to 2x minus 9, hence proved. That's all. 3-mark question. And the next one is a 1-mark question. Show that the following statement is untrue. 2 power n plus 1 is a prime for all values of n. N belongs to natural numbers. That's very important. Natural numbers means all the counting numbers. So you can find the number n by doing some mental math or use your calculator, where 2 power n plus 1 is not a prime. Okay, the prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, etc. Sub in any of the number here and check when you are getting a number which is not a prime. 2 power 2 plus 1 is prime. 2 power 3, 8 plus 1, 9. Yes. When n is equal to 3, 2 power 3 plus 1 is equal to 9. Not prime. You just need to write this. That's all. You'll be given 1 more. Question number 4. From binomial expansion, they want us to find the first 4 terms. Okay. 2 minus, I'm going to write it as x over 4 to the power 6. So the expansion is a power n. A is the first term, n is the power, plus nc1, a power n minus 1 times second term. When you take the second term, take it with the negative sign, power 1. nc2, 2 power n minus 2, second term, power 2. nc3, 2 power n minus 3, second term, power 3. That's all. We got 4 terms already. First term, second term, third term, fourth term. Now we need to carefully simplify it. 2 to the power 6 is 64 plus 6c1 is 6. 2 power 5 is 64 divided by 2 is 32 times x over 4, but I'm going to put the minus here as a common minus. 6c2. use your calculator, you will get 15 because 6 times 5 over 2, 30 over 2. 2 power 4 is 16. This becomes positive x square over 4 square plus 6c3. 6c3 is 20. 2 cube is 8. This becomes, when you cube it, it becomes a negative. So I'm going to put it as a common negative. X cube over 4 cube. Always remember, if you have a negative sign in the binomial expansion, you're going to get alternative term signs actually. Plus, minus, etc. Now simplify, you will get 64. 8 4s are 32. 5 8s are 40. 48x. 16 can be cancelled. 15x square. 8 64 can be cancelled. You will get 8. 20 over 8 is 10 over 4. 5 over 2. Minus 5 over 2 x cubed. That's the expansion. Part B now. Given that x is small, so terms in x power 4 and higher powers may be ignored, show that addition of these two is this. We have the expansion of this, right? 64 minus 48, 15. 64 minus 48, 15. 5 over 2 x cubed plus, this is basically same as this. Only thing, here you have negative, here you have positive, so it's going to be the same thing with all positive terms. 64 plus 48x plus 15x square plus 5 over 2 x cubed. So minus 48 plus 48 minus 5 over 2x cubed plus 5 over 2x cubed can be cancelled. 64 plus 64 is 128. 15 plus 15 is 30x square. It looks like a plus bx square. That's all, just a 3-mark question. Question number 5. Okay, that's a 6-mark question. A company makes a particular type of watch. The annual profit made by the company from sales of these watches is modeled by this equation, where P is the annual profit measured in thousands of pounds. That's very important. And X is the selling price of the watch. According to the model, find using calculus the maximum possible annual profit. So whenever they are talking about maximum or minimum, we need to find the stationary point first. So you need to differentiate it and equate it to 0. So you're going to get 12 minus 3 over 2 x power 3 over 2 minus 1 is equal to 0. So 12 is equal to 3 over 2 x power half. So x power half is 8. Square both sides, x is equal to 64. We got the value x is equal to 64. Now, let's say you have two values, x is equal to 64 and 12. We need to know which value will give you the maximum profit, right? In other words, which point is, we are finding the stationary point here, which point is a maximum point, right? But in this case, we have only one value of x and they are talking about maximum possible profit. So you can just substitute this in here. Don't sub in here, that's wrong. You need to sub in into the actual function. So when x is equal to 64, P is equal to 12x minus x power 12x minus x power 3 over 2 minus 120. Let's calculate this value. 12 times 64 minus 64 to the power 3 over 2, which is 1.5, minus 120. 136, that's when you need to use a unit actually, thousands of pounds. So you multiply by 1000. That's the answer. That's the maximum profit. The next part, justify using calculus. The profit you have found is maximum. That's when you need to find the second derivative. You have the first derivative, right? 12 minus 3 over 2 x power half, isn't it? Yeah. Let's differentiate it one more time. So you're going to get 12 becomes 0 minus 3 over 2 times half x power half minus 1 minus 3 over 4 times 1 divided by x power positive half. And we know the x coordinate of the stationary point is 64. Sub in here. When you sub in x is 64, the second derivative is minus 3 over 4 times 1 over 64 power half is a negative number. We have learned the nature of stationary points. When the second derivative is negative number, it's maximum. Therefore, profit is maximum. That's all.